Hi, merry meet. So I want to review a tarot deck, and the deck I want to review today is Steampunk Tarot by Barbara Moore. Now this, as you can see, is a tarot kit. It has a book and a deck, and it is published by Llewellyn, and it's illustrated by Ali Fell. So yeah, first let me note that the box it comes in is extremely flimsy. It has bent a bit for me in shipping, and yeah, this is not a very good cardboard box to hold such a big deck. So if you like to take your cards out and keep them in tarot bags and the like, then this shouldn't be a problem. I, however, tend to like to keep them in the box. This isn't something that pleases me. However, I will note that even if you're gonna keep it in the box, you will probably want to get a tarot bag for this one, because the tarot cards are sort of loose in here. There isn't any in box or something that they're in this large box. They're sort of, if you hear here, yeah. So, and that's not good for the cards. So I will probably see if I can find a tarot bag keep in here, and when this box is worn out I can just keep them in that. But before further ado, oh yeah, this is the sides of the box. And the back side. Now I should probably before I get into the review, do a quick explanation about what exactly steampunk is. Now, steampunk is a type of speculative fiction that means it's in the same category as science fiction, fantasy, and horror, which is based around a sort of alternative Victorian age, where it might be horror, it might be very science fiction based, it might be very fantasy based, but it has technology that might be far further along than it actually did have in the Victorian age, but it's steam driven, and you have this imagery where there's gears all around. Octopi is very typical imagery of it. Now, exactly what steampunk is a bit hard to define, because there's various definitions. Even heard someone go so far as to say that any kind of fantasy where you have it mixed with technology is steampunk, which to me makes absolutely no sense. That would make books like, for example, The Wheel of Time steampunk, because there are traces of technology there. So no, I don't agree with that. To me it has to have that Victorian feel, it has to have the steam technology and so on. So yeah, but anyway, steampunk has become very popular in the goth community, and it's become a very popular, literally, genre lately. So yeah, that's steampunk. It's the Victorian age with fancy steam power technology and or magic, to put it very simply. So yeah, this is inside of the deck, inside of the package. So let's first have a look at the book, if we can get it out of there. We can. This is the book. It's a fairly thick book. It has 294 pages, and this explains the tarot cards. It is basically, you can buy this deck and start with that, and only with that, to read tarot deck. No, I do recommend something a bit more traditional, though the symbolism is traditional in this deck. I do recommend something like the Rider-Waite deck for beginners, but you can start with this one. It gives you everything you need. Now, for example, here we have the card Strength. So each description of the card has 3 pages. So you have a picture of the card and then 2 pages of information on it. This book also goes into a lot of other things, like, for example, all from using apps on your various phones and the like to read tarot cards, because you can do that. I have an app for that. It also goes into all the lettering arcana cards. So yeah, most of it, of course, is the cards, and then there are a bit of information how to read it, and the book is illustrated quite beautifully with images from the deck. There are also some information on Steampunk there, which probably explains it a lot better than I did. And also there's a bit more than a novelty deck, which is basically this deck something you can read with, and yes, it is. So yeah, this gives you basic information how to use a tarot deck. It gives you a lot of information about this deck, the themes of it, and all in all, this isn't bad. It's quite good, actually. It's a pretty book, it does the job, and it gives you what you need to start using the deck. And then, if you can ever get the deck out of here, oh, there's some cards in here. Like I said, they are gonna be all over the place in here. Yeah, but there we have the Fool. Do we have anybody else here that's hiding? No, we don't. Now, let me note something both positive and something negative out about this deck right away. Let me go to the positive first. The deck is gorgeous. It is so beautifully illustrated, and it goes right to the core of steampunk. Now, as a note though, it is more in the fantasy genre, steampunk with magic and alchemists, than the more science fiction-y ones with the steam machines. So if you're more on the science fiction side, it might not be for you, but for fantasy steampunk, oh, it's gorgeous. On the more negative side, it is flimsy as hell. I can't imagine myself reading with this very often before it goes to pieces. So yeah, but let us start. The symbolism, like I said, is very typical. It follows the Rider-Waite symbolism very well, and it incorporates the concepts of steampunk very well into this. There's some examples of cards. I can of course not show you everyone. Fool. The magician is gorgeous. The High Priestess. Now, I didn't like the Empress, because the Empress is about new ideas about fertility, and I don't really see that here. I see a sorceress on a couch. But, and I also wonder, because the same character is the Justice card. Let me see if I can find her. I'll find her after a while. I wonder why also the Justice card. It doesn't make sense. But I think it was the Justice card. She has another appearance, and I'm Emperor, Hierophant. Like I said, that character showing up several places is the only place where one character shows up several places that I can see, and it's an odd collection of cards she's in. Lovers, the Chariot, Strength, the Hermit, Wheel of Fortune, which is gorgeous. Yeah, here we have her, Justice. the Hanged Man, Death, which is also gorgeous, Temperance. As you see, it's a very fantasy theme. So we have some steam machines too. Here we have our own little steam-driven devil. Yeah, I can show you all of the cards. So yeah, now the Little Arcana, all of them are of course fully illustrated, and it goes very well to the core of the symbolism. It's a deeply symbolic deck, and it works. So I have no complaints there. It's so beautiful, but the flimsiness worries me. This isn't gonna last very long. So now, that gets plus for the book. The book is amazing. It gets plus for the artwork. Oh yes, it's beautiful. It gets plus for being able to incorporate the typical tarot symbolism and steampunk and incorporate it into very well. A lot of novelty decks doesn't do this very well. This does. Yes, it gets minus points for the flimsy box, the flimsy deck, and how the deck is presented in the box, which is pretty bad. All in all, I think it's a good deck. Because if you like steampunk, this is for you. So yeah, I think I'll give this a 7 out of 10. This would have gotten a lot more if it hadn't been that flimsy, and if I hadn't spared every expense on the packaging. Don't know, it's a great deck. It is a great way to tell the tarot cards if you like steampunk, and I think it would also be an amazing gift if you're just a steampunk fan. So both for a tarot reader and for a steampunk fan, yeah, I recommend this. So, but if you are rough on your cards, they're not gonna survive you. So yeah, that's my review of Steampunk Tarot by Barbara Moore and illustrated by LA Fell. Good deck, too flimsy. I hope you enjoyed the review. Have a great day and blessed be.